Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Sunil Kumar from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, AJIT Mangalore. I am teaching you the course Finite Element Analysis as per the video syllabus for the 6th semester Mechanical Engineering students. Until now we have completed 3 modules. Module 1 in which we have learnt about basics of finite element analysis, Lared-Ritz method and potential energy method. Module 2 in which we have learnt about different types of elements and their shape functions, and also bars and trusses and their analysis. Module 3 we have learnt about the analysis of beams and torsion of shafts. This is module 4 and it is the first video in module 4. Let us consider this video as video 4.1. The syllabus for module 4 is seen here. It contains heat transfer. It is about heat transfer and the analysis of heat transfer. The analysis of heat transfer is same as that of bar, where we consider 1D element. We consider 1D element, one directional heat flow. The element may be anything, but analysis is 1D. Especially we solve about the transfer of heat in conduction of walls and convection in fins. Here the syllabus goes like this. It is about basic equations of heat transfer, energy balance equation, rate equation, conduction, convection, radiation, and energy generated in solid, energy stored in solid. And it is all about 1D finite element formulation using different approaches, composite sections and fins. Usually the analysis is same as that of bar, but we will study about that. Now let us go through the basics of heat transfer. You are learning heat transfer as a different subject. Here it is one topic, is one module for you, and this is about FE analysis. We are not dealing in depth with the heat transfer, but we are dealing only with the finite element formulation of heat transfer. As you know, heat transfer is a branch of science which deals with the transmission of heat energy from one region to another region, which is because of temperature difference. And you know about this. And as you know, there are 3 modes of heat transfer. There are 3 modes which we have learnt before and which you are learning in the other subject also. The first mode is conduction, the second mode is convection, and the third mode is radiation. There are 3 modes. The first mode is conduction, the second mode is convection, and the third mode is radiation heat transfer. So what is conduction? Conduction is transfer of heat from one part of the substance to the other part of the same substance. We know this. Conduction is the transfer of heat energy from one part of the substance to the other part of the same substance or the same structure. If that is the case, then it is known as conduction. An example is given here. Suppose if we hold a metal rod in any burner flame, after some time the end which you are holding will heat up. This is because of conduction of heat by collision of molecules due to increase in kinetic energy of the molecules within the metal. The molecules will collide with each other due to increased kinetic energy. This kinetic energy is due to change in temperature. As the temperature increases, the molecular kinetic energy also increases. This is responsible for the conduction within the substance or within the element. So other example is while cooking food on the stove by heat conduction from container to the food directly. From the container to the food directly can also be taken because they are both in contact with each other. So the next mode of heat transfer is convection. You know about all these things. Still, I am explaining. Convection is a type of heat transfer between the solid surface and the adjacent liquid or gas that is in motion, and it involves the combined effect of conduction and fluid motion. If the mixing motion induces some external means such as fan, pump or blower, then it is said to be forced convection. So in convection there are two types. If boiling of water will have convection. Similarly, if it is done by some external means such as fan, pump or blower, then it is called as forced convection. If the mixing motion takes place due to density gradient or buoyancy effects caused by temperature gradient, then it is said to be free or natural convection. If any external force is not applied, if there is no external force, then that type of convection, that type of mixing motion within the system, then it is called as free or natural convection. What is radiation? Radiation is a process by which heat flows from higher temperature body to a lower temperature body when the bodies are separated in space, even when a vacuum exists between them. The heat caused by the fire at some distance is an example for radiation. Okay, any substance which is heated up due to radiation will experience the same properties similar to that of light. Then what are the properties of radiation? These are the theory topics. Before going to the analysis, one has to understand about the theory of heat transfer. These are the properties of radiation. We shall go one by one. It does not require the presence of material medium for transmission. No material medium is required. Even in vacuum, there is transfer of heat energy. Even in vacuum, there is transfer of heat energy. No material medium is required. Radiant heat can be, why I am stressing these things is because we have to apply these things while solving the problems. So, we should understand the basics. The second point is radiant heat can be reflected from the surfaces. We can experience any radiant heat from the surfaces and they obey the ordinary laws of reflection, similar to that of light, reflection in light. The third point is it travels with velocity of light. It travels with velocity of light, which means when, for example, when there is sunrise, we experience heat plus light. So similar to that of light, it shows interference, diffraction and polarization. There is interference, diffraction and polarization. Example, heat transfer from human body to atmosphere, cooking by microwave oven. So these are the two examples of heat transfer by radiation. So this is very important question, very important topic. Everyone has to learn about the basic equations in heat transfer. The basic equations in heat transfer are, there are two types of equations. One is energy balance equation, the other one is rate equation. In heat transfer there are two types of equations. One is energy balance equation, the other one is rate equation. What is energy balance equation? What is energy balance equation? Energy balance equation represents about equilibrium of the energy in the system. It says that according to the law of conservation of energy, E in plus Eg is equal to E out plus EIE. What is E? E in. E is energy. E in is what? E in is the energy inflow into the system. E in is the energy inflow into the system. Eg is the energy generated inside the system. Energy inflow plus internal heat generated. It is the internal, that is the energy that is in the inlet part of the system. Energy outflow plus change in internal energy. Energy outflow plus change in internal energy is E out and EIE. So inlet energy plus generated energy is equal to the outlet energy plus internal energy of the system. So if this is the condition, there will be energy balance. That is, there will be law of conservation of energy is approved or it is done. So E in plus Eg is equal to E out plus EIE. Inlet energy plus generated energy is equal to outlet energy plus internal energy. So if this is the case, this equation is called as energy balance equation and there will be conservation of energy. This is the very important expression. The dot above E signifies the time rate. The dot above E signifies the time rate. Time rate should be considered, which means energy inlet, energy generated, energy outlet plus energy internal energy per given time, per time should be considered in the expression. This is about energy balance expression. What is the other basic equation? The other basic equation is rate equation. Rate equation can also be termed as laws of heat transfer. Rate equation can also be termed as laws of heat transfer. There are three different laws of heat transfer based on the three different modes of heat transfer. Now, it is required to quantify the amount of energy being transferred per unit time. Therefore, we require rate equations. The rate equations are of three cases, three types, which are discussed below. For conduction, the rate equation is different. For convection, it is different. For radiation, it is different. Now we will study about the rate equation for conduction or rate of heat flow or Fourier law of heat conduction. The rate equation for conduction is also called as Fourier's law of heat conduction. It states that it states that Qx is equal to minus k into a dt by dx. Qx is equal to minus k into a dt by dx. Qx is equal to minus k into a dt by dx, where k is the thermal conductivity in watt per meter Kelvin. Qx is the heat transfer rate. Qx is the heat transfer rate in x direction. Q means we have to remember these things, which is very important while doing analysis. Q is the heat transfer rate in x direction, that is given in watt. K is the thermal conductivity. K is the thermal conductivity in watt per meter Kelvin. Remember the unit. K is the thermal conductivity. It is not stiffness here. Until now we have learned K as stiffness. Now K is thermal conductivity here. dt by dx is the temperature gradient. Change in temperature per change in time is called as the temperature gradient. So according to Fourier law, the rate equation for conduction is Qx is equal to minus k into a into dt by dx. Similarly, the rate equation for convection is given by Q is equal to HA of T minus T infinity. HA of T minus T infinity is the rate equation for convection. Again, Q is convective heat transfer rate. Here Q is convective heat transfer rate in watt. We cannot predict the particular direction here. However, Q is the convective heat transfer rate in watt. H is the convective heat transfer coefficient. As thermal conductivity, convectivity or the convective heat transfer coefficient is H. Remember these notations. H is the convective heat transfer coefficient. It is in watt per meter square Kelvin. It is per area. Convection may happen at the end where cross-sectional area is considered. Convection may happen at the surroundings where surface area is considered. So it is watt per meter square Kelvin. Watt per meter square Kelvin. So T is the temperature of the surface of the body. T is the surface temperature. T infinity is the surrounding medium temperature. Temperature of the surrounding medium. T is the surface temperature. T infinity is the temperature of the surrounding medium. So this is about the rate equation of convection. Q is equal to HA of T minus T infinity. You have to remember this equation. At the same time, the rate equation for radiation is given as Q is equal to sigma epsilon A T power 4 minus T infinity to power 4. Here T is again the surface temperature of the body. T infinity is the temperature of the surrounding. Here fourth power is used. It is governed by Stefan-Boltzmann law. Conduction is governed by Fourier law. Convection is governed by Newton's law. Radiation is governed by Stefan-Boltzmann law. Here the rate of radiation, rate of heat transfer due to radiation, here Q is the rate of heat transfer due to radiation, is given by sigma epsilon A. A is the surface area of the body. A is the surface area. Radiation takes place along the surface area of the body in meter square. Sigma is the Stefan-Boltzmann constant. Sigma is the Stefan-Boltzmann constant. Watt per meter square Kelvin to the power 4. Epsilon is the emissivity of the surface. So it is the material property of the surface. So sigma and epsilon are the material property, A is the geometrical property, T is the temperature. So this is the rate equation for radiation. So these three equations are important. Rate equation for conduction, convection and radiation are very important for solving the problems. So this is about the theory of heat transfer. I hope you have understood. In the next class, I will explain about the 1D heat conduction in the wall. So we'll learn about that, and then I will teach you about solving the heat conduction problems using finite element method. So hope you have understood about the basics of heat transfer. Thank you.